Welcome back. This is the second season of Calc and Cook. Thank you for joining us. Calc and Cook this season is going to be taking you through one of my personal dreams, which is to start my own restaurant. So what we're going to do this season is we're going to cook all the different things that we want to put onto my menu. So let's start cooking. Okay, so this week, this episode is dedicated to my favorite people, my salad. We're going to start by making a nice salad, one of my favorite elements, which is calamari. Obviously, that's squid. It's been cut up into rings, but we're going to open it up a little bit and introduce a new type of way of doing a salad. Now, I know what you're thinking. Landlocked country, this is Zimbabwe. We don't really have squid. We can't really have calamari. But what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a nice ingredient, magaka, and a couple of other ingredients that we like making a vinaigrette. So let's start. Okay, so we need to get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our calamari rings. Now, I know traditionally in the past what people have done is that they've just used them as rings. But I like to have them like pulled out because when you look at the design of the plate, they always say we eat with our eyes. So I want to make sure that the calamari is like nice and straight and put it on the griddle pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by preparing our calamari. So we just need to get our calamari onto a board. I think a couple of handfuls of the calamari itself. And we're just going to make some nice slits in the calamari and just open it up so that they're nice stringy bits on here. Don't be afraid if chefy people are looking at me thinking, you can't do that with calamari. Whatever, this is Calc and Cook, so it's my show. Just cut those open. Okay, cool. So our calamari is done. So what we want to do now is to create some kind of like marinade that's going to go into this particular calamari. So what we have here is we have like a nice liberal splash of your olive oil, and then add like a couple of choice ingredients here, like your cayenne pepper. You're going to add like lots of garlic flakes. I like the dried garlic flakes in there. Just get that in there. I like my heat a lot, so we're going to have some dried peri-peri in there as well. And some black pepper. And my last ingredient is my homemade chili, which is basically made, it's homemade, you can tell like from the labeling and stuff. So homemade chili, so we're going to add like a nice generous dollop of that. And then we're going to drop our calamari immediately in there. Mix it with your hands, don't be afraid. Mix it and make sure that it's nice and evenly coated. Okay, so now we're going to let that steep a little bit into this marinade and just let it soak in. And we're going to leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes. I recommend that you just stick that in the refrigerator and let it sit for a bit. And now we're going to get cracking with the rest of the elements of our salad. Okay, so now we're going to create the fresh elements of our salad. Now our salad comes in two parts. Our salad comes in parts where some of the ingredients are cooked, which is the calamari, and then the rest of the ingredients are fresh. Now you notice that I've used a new board, a different color board to the board that I was using when I was preparing the calamari. Reason being that this is seafood, so you don't want to have like any of the elements of the seafood getting into some of the fresh ingredients that aren't cooked, because you know, like anything can happen, you can get sick or whatever it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our fresh ingredients. And what we want to do is want to get a couple of elements, like want to get a few leaves of lettuce. This has already been pre-washed. And we're going to get some horseradish that we're also going to add to the salad. That's been picked from the garden this morning. And then just a couple of these big green and red chilies that we're going to put into the salad. This is obviously for color, because you have to remember that at the end of the day, food is all about texture, it's about taste, and it's about theater. So what we want to do is we want to carefully shred our lettuce. Just bunch it up into a nicely small bunch here, and want to make some nice small slithers of this lettuce, nothing too big. Because this will make up the base of our salad. Now remember, when you're doing your salad, you don't want to get to an element like a lot of my friends tell me that, you know what, Carl, how do I keep my salad from getting soggy? What you want to remember is that you want to cut your ingredients and put them in a bowl and just put them in water for a bit so that they actually retain the rigidity and their texture. And then what you're going to do right at the end is you're going to drain them off. Then you're going to add your dressing at the very last minute, right before you serve it. So you don't want to have an element where that dressing that sometimes may contain a bit of salt which draws out all the water. So you want to make sure that that is going to be put at the very last minute. So what we're going to do is we've got this nice big green chili on here. What we want to do is we want to remove like the seeds in here. It's not a very hot chili anyway. There we have, let's just open that up. So you need to now start thinking about the kind of shapes that you have. Now remember, there's some kind of theater that we have in here with our dishes, that we've used our calamari, which is come with rings, but we've opened it up so that they're nice long strips. Same with our chili, that we've opened it up, same as the calamari, which was round like this. So now we've opened it up, and we're going to cut it exactly the same way that the calamari is sort of placed. And you'll see when we're plating it, what kind of effect that chili is going to have in our salad. So our lettuce is the same shape, our calamari is the same shape, and also our horseradish is going to be exactly the same shape. I know a lot of people are worrying about, remember that the bigger the chili, the less potent it is. So the smaller chilies are the ones that are actually very dangerous. These ones are not going to be very hot, but they'll give us a bit of heat. And that's what we want sometimes in a salad. You want something that's nice and refreshing, but also packs a bit of a punch. Cool, so add that to our lettuce. Okay, so the same process with our red chilies here. So open that up, get you some nice looking slithers of this. That will start to give us a bit of color on there. So will our horseradish and our calamari, which will be pan fried. Okay, so add that on there. So we're gonna prepare our horseradish. You only need this much. Horseradish is a bit like kind of peppery in texture and stuff like that, but gets a really nice, fresh balance of taste in your salads. Highly recommend, like if you're going to make any kind of salad, just add a bit of horseradish in there and it will completely just lift the flavor of your salad. So what we're going to start off doing is we're going to start off by just chopping the horseradish this way, and then we're going to chop them into like little chips that we're going to add to our salad. Remember, again, I just want to keep the same kind of shapes of all of the elements that I have in my salad, because it will all make sense in the end when you look at the end product. So our horseradish has been cut sideways like this, and now I'm just going to cut them into nice little chips. Don't be too concerned about the accuracy of the size of your chips. It doesn't really have to be like uniform, but they just have to maintain like a basic shape. Okay, so that's our horseradish done. Beautiful little. And we're just going to add that in there. Already this is starting to look and build up and look quite nice. So if you look at the kind of the kind of look and feel that we have on this salad. There's a lot of really great colors that are coming through there and a lot of different textures that you're going to get in that particular salad. Now once we start and we put our dressing at the end of this and we put our calamari on top of it, this is going to look very, very tasty.